Hello everyone, how are we all doing? My name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com. If you don't know who I am, I help beginner audio engineers and recording artists turn their mixes into gold. Today I'm going to explain to you how to record vocals in FL Studio 21. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let me show you how to record vocals in FL Studio, everyone. There's a few prerequisites you should meet before I do though. First thing is having an audio interface for one, connecting your microphone to the computer, and two, for clean and precise playback of your song. Another is being in a sound treated room or using sound treatment devices like a Chaotica Eyeball. The first step to recording is adjusting the channels of your tracks. Your instrument track should be on a separate channel from your vocals, and you should always have a channel strictly for recording. So let me show you how to do this. Up here you'll find the channel rack, which is where you control the placement of tracks on channels. I always make sure my instrument track comes first and my audio track comes second. As far as my vocals, my vocal track needs to come second and my beat track needs to come first, or whatever instrument tracks you have. Now go to Options, Audio Settings, and select your audio interface for input device. I'm using the Scarlett Solo, so I'm going to use this. Next thing is to adjust your buffer length to a low setting to avoid latency when recording. After you finish recording and begin mixing, come back and adjust this to a higher length to avoid clicking and popping when mixing. So let's do about 124. 128 is fine. Now another thing to do is be sure your audio interface supports 44,100 Hertz as the sample rate instead of 96,000 Hertz. More times than not, it'll be 44,100 Hertz though. And in my Focusrite, it's 44,100, so we're totally fine on that. Now we can come over here to the mixer. So now we're in the mixer. Go to the top of where you're recording from, the recording track, and go to this input area right here. Look under the space for your audio interface and hit input 1. Right next beside that, you'll see an EXT button. Select that and choose external input only if you haven't already. At the bottom of that, you'll see the option to monitor external input. This part is totally dependent upon your preference. I like to record with it on because I normally use effects on the record track and I like to hear those effects as I record. If you are to add any effects, try to make sure you don't go overboard. Only use one or two, mainly because the more plugins you have, the more latency you have to deal with when recording, which will just throw you off if you're not careful. I normally add like auto tune and reverb, and I turn the mix level for my verb down to anywhere around like 20%. Well, anywhere under 20%. All right, so now all to do now is arm your insert track and hit record up top. So all we need to do to arm this is press this right here and press record, and now we can record songs. But all right, if you're interested in learning how to utilize FL Studio 21 to take your vocal mixes from beginner to intermediate in under a month compared to a year of searching every outlet for the information yourself, click the link in my description. I'll show you everything you need to know in a detailed step-by-step guide that includes videos, quizzes, written information, as well as my personal contact for whatever questions you may have along the way. I'll catch you all on the flip side, everyone.